The Fall of Rome. What 5 Emperors Teach Us About Power. A 10-minute bedtime lecture for history nerds, insomniacs, and people suspicious of authority. 5 Roman emperors destroyed the greatest empire in history. Not barbarians, not Christians, not lead pipes. 5 guys with absolute power and wildly unmet emotional needs. Rome didn't fall in one dramatic collapse. It eroded, slowly, absurdly, tragically, under leaders who confused being powerful with being important. Tonight, I want to tell you a bedtime story about narcissism, paranoia, indulgence, over-engineering, and exhaustion, or, as Rome called them, emperors. Let's begin. 2. Emperor number 1, Commodus. The narcissist Commodus inherited the empire at 18, which should already make you nervous. His father, Marcus Aurelius, was a philosopher king. Commodus looked at that legacy and said, "Cool. I'm Hercules now, literally." Commodus dressed as Hercules, carried a club, wore a lion skin, and demanded the Senate rename Rome Colonia Commodiana. He fought gladiators against opponents armed with wooden swords, then declared himself victorious. Shockingly, he ruled like a man who needed applause more than governance. And Rome at this point was not a stage, it was a system. Here's the lesson. Power doesn't rot from cruelty alone. It rots from ego unchecked by competence. Rome didn't collapse under Commodus, but it learned something dangerous. The emperor could be ridiculous and still survive. That lowered the bar for everyone who followed. 3. Emperor number 2, Caracalla. The Paranoid. Caracalla ruled jointly with his brother Geta. That arrangement lasted briefly. Caracalla murdered Geta in their mother's arms, then executed 20,000 people who might have supported him. That's not leadership. That's anxiety with legions. Caracalla believed everyone was plotting against him, which, after the mass executions, became true. He expanded citizenship to everyone in the empire, not out of generosity, but so he could tax them more to fund the army that kept him alive. This is the paranoid ruler's cycle. Fear, violence, more fear, collapse. Rome became less a shared project and more a hostage situation. 4. Emperor number 3, Elagabalus, the hedonist. Elagabalus became emperor at 14, which again, red flag. He was a priest of a Syrian sun god and decided Rome should simply deal with it. He held banquets where guests were smothered by rose petals, married multiple times, including, allegedly, to a charioteer, installed his god above Jupiter, and treated the empire like an experimental art project. Now, important note, ancient sources are biased and sensational, but even discounting exaggeration. This was not a focused administrator. Elagabalus didn't destroy Rome with scandal. He revealed something worse. The empire no longer had immune defenses against chaos. When norms collapse, spectacle fills the gap. 5. Emperor number 4, Diocletian, the reformer. Diocletian was serious, competent, hardworking. He looked at the mess and said, "Fine, I'll fix it." So he split the empire into 4 parts, created the tetrarchy, reformed taxes, stabilized borders. And here's the tragedy. It worked, temporarily. Diocletian solved Rome's problems by making the system so complex, it required perfect leadership forever. That's not reform. That's postponement with paperwork. He saved Rome from collapse, but removed its ability to recover. He retired voluntarily, which should have been the end. It wasn't. 6. Emperor number 5, Romulus Augustulus, the exhausted child. Romulus. Augustulus was about 10 years old. He didn't rule Rome. Rome happened to him. When the Germanic general Odoacer deposed him in 476 CE, no one resisted. The Senate didn't protest. The people didn't riot. The empire didn't fall screaming. It went to sleep. That's how systems die. Not in flames, but in shrugs. 7. Conclusion. Rome didn't fall because power corrupts. That's too simple. Rome fell because incompetent power destroys. Narcissism eroded trust. Paranoia weaponized fear. Indulgence hollowed norms. Over-engineering froze adaptation. And exhaustion ended resistance. Empires don't collapse when people stop believing. They collapse when people stop expecting better. Power isn't dangerous because it's evil. It's dangerous because it magnifies whatever is already there. Good night.